just excited now to see eventually what's going to happen.
Yes.
How it's going to play out. I really hope that he's...
It's one of them games tonight that you have to watch. You have to watch. 'Cause you want to see everything about it. What's he like on the sideline? How the players...
months and months and months, and now it's
Let's
here.
see that passion as well from the manager.
England against Albania tonight, live from Wembley on talkSPORT. The Three Lions made the final, obviously, of the Euros last year, and Thomas Tuchel claimed that England played like they were afraid to be knocked out rather than playing to win. He made those comments yesterday, and then England correspondent Faker Others asked him about what he said.
I think you can affect matches with the interactions when the going gets tough, when you feel the momentum shifting, then it's even more and more important to interact and keep the messages across and keep pushing and keep encouraging each other. We felt that the English team went a little bit like each one of the players into a bit of a shell, gave their very best individually, but stopped interacting on the level that they did, for example, in the semi-final and in the first half. You don't win matches with it, but you can influence the momentum, and you can get back the momentum, stop the momentum for the opponent. And I think they're aware of it, the way they are with each other right now. And this is a process that we started just now. And I think it's important to start this, to have this kind of extra layer in international football.
Joining us now to go through these comments, voice of live football here on talkSPORT, Adrian Durham. Morning, Aid. How you doing?
Good morning, Adrian.
Morning, Shebahn. Morning, Gabby. The big news is not Thomas Tuchel taking over. The big news is Stuart Pearce will be back with talkSPORT tonight at Wembley, and I can't wait to see the fun.
Amazing.
You're going to have a big man hug there, Adrian, I imagine.
Oh, yeah.
Pick him up and squeeze him.
I think we'll find a quiet corner at Wembley.
Oh.
Around about 6:45.
A Travelodge, perhaps?
Maybe something might push the boat out this time. You never know.
Amazing to see him well, though, Adrian.
Yeah.
Great
Isn't
news.
it? It's so good. I spoke to him yesterday. He's on great form, and he can't wait to see how Tuchel's going to approach the England job as well. It's going to be fascinating.
Yeah, I mean, what did you make of these comments yesterday? Because you know what it's like with the press and the media saying that he's thrown digs and he's criticised Gareth Southgate, but in context I just think he's kind of said what a lot of us were feeling. Do you think it's fair, the comments Tuchel made?
I love the fact that he's been open and honest. You can interpret it as a dig at Gareth Southgate, but at the beginning of what he said there, he was quite clear that Gareth had done an incredible job. And let's just take a moment to reflect on that. And just a moment, because, you know, the Gareth Southgate era is done. But in the moment in 2016, when we'd been done by Iceland, when Roy Hodgson had gone, Sam Allardyce was in and out before we'd even blinked, England were in chaos. And it needed somebody who was special, to be honest, to turn that around. And how he turned that around in 2 years. We're at a World Cup semi-final. We're competing deep in tournaments. But it needs somebody else to finish that job off. And it's a huge job, and I respect Thomas Tuchel for taking it on. So I don't see him as criticising Gareth Southgate at all. You're right. He's just merely expressing what most of us felt during the Euros, that maybe it was a tournament too far for Gareth. And also the players had possibly gone a little bit stale, possibly even stopped listening to the manager and his coaching staff as well. Let's not forget that they were part of it too. And it needed somebody fresh. And what a big job to take on. The challenge is to win a tournament. And Thomas Tuchel's taken that on, knowing that if you don't win, you'll probably be deemed by everybody as a failure. That's a huge responsibility.
So what I love, though, Adrian, is that we've got a winner now. You know, his coaching career, he's won the German Cup for Dortmund, 2 league titles for Paris Saint-Germain, got to the final and lost in the Champions League, won the Champions League with Chelsea, UEFA Super Cup, and the first Club World Cup for Chelsea, and the Bundesliga with Bayern Munich. So we've brought in a winner, haven't we? Now he's got to go and do it with this group of players. He's not going to accept players playing injured like the last tournament and staying on the pitch. He's going to play players who are fit and in form.
Yeah, and that's got to be a positive. I don't think there will be any nonsense, which is why he's so straight talking now, Gabby. I think he's setting a tone to say, look, this is how I feel about it. If people get upset by what I'm saying about what went on before, that's up to them. But this is my reality. This is how I'm going to approach the job. One thing you missed out there, on the Thomas Tuchel documentary that we did this week, it's pretty clear he does not have a good record when it comes to penalty shootouts. So here's the amazing irony. Oof. An Englishman has sorted out penalty shootouts with England. Now he's handed over the reins to a German who has a bit of a problem with penalty shootouts. All I'm hoping and praying is the penalty shootout does not come into play at any stage especially the final at the World Cup next year. That will be horrendous.
Yeah.
I think the big question is how he's going to play. I mean, he said a lot in his interviews and press conferences so far about how we're going to play. He talks about, the amount of attacks that he wants, touches in the opposition box. He wants a higher amount of high ball recoveries. Now, think about that for a second. A higher amount of high ball recoveries. So what sort of lineup is he going to pick? Who is he going to pick? Is he going to pick Harry Kane, who's had played for him before at Bayern Munich? Is that the kind of player you'll need up front for higher ball recoveries?
Exactly.
I'm not totally sure. So it's a really interesting set of comments he's made about how they're going to play when you then try to transfer that to the team that he's going to pick tonight.
Talk to me about Harry Kane, Adrian. Did you see his comments? He said he feels sometimes he's taken for granted as a striker.
Yeah, listen, I know what he means, because during the tournament, it looked like he wasn't fit. I'm pretty sure that's who Gabby was referring to. Yeah, he wasn't fit. He probably shouldn't have played. Listen, even Stuart Pearce was questioning whether he should be playing. And I think Stuart Pearce likes to back his England players and treat them as special, especially when they've got a goal record like Harry Kane has got. It's an incredible achievement to play for England. But to play that many times and score that many goals is truly incredible. There's so few. Nobody's scored that amount of goals before. Obviously, he's the record goal scorer. So, yeah, I think he does deserve a little bit more respect. But the flip side of that is Dan Burn has won more trophies than Harry Kane. So, Harry Kane just has to keep that perspective that it's not about you as an individual, mate. It's about you in the England team. What are you going to achieve with them? Are you that guy who's going to be the main goal scorer, the captain, the leader? Are you going to be that guy that takes England to the trophy that they ultimately desire so much? That's the big question he's got to answer.
I think as well, Adrian, you look at Thomas Tuchel as a manager. Even that incident with Conte after the game, Chelsea Spurs game, do you know what I mean? He looks like the sort of manager, and I had similar managers like him where if you're not at it, when you get in at half time, you are getting shouted at. You are going to get an aggressive approach from a manager. Do you want to win the World Cup? Are you playing like you want to win the World Cup? Where Southgate might have been more calm and giving you them ways of playing better, but I can imagine Thomas Tuchel's going to be aggressive, which some of the players maybe won't be used to with England.
Yeah, it's a great point. I think one of the issues with that is because it's such a short-term thing, the players probably won't see that side of him until they're at the tournament. Look, We've got Albania tonight. We've got Latvia Monday. Are we going to judge Thomas Tuchel on those? Yeah, if we play well, great. But we played well in games like that under Gareth. So you can't really judge anything with Thomas Tuchel until we get to the World Cup.
Yep.
Assuming we're going to qualify. I mean, listen, it'd be a nightmare if they didn't. But
just
you can't really judge him until that moment.
Yeah.
I think it's so tricky, this one, because we've just got to get on board with it and go with it and give him the support regardless of what happens. Get in there, that's fine. Tick that box, get that out of the way. And then once you're there, that's when you start to show what you can really do. At the last tournament, bizarrely, we got to a final when I don't think there was a game when we came away satisfied with the England performance. They were so poor, and yet they got to the final, and we would have absolutely taken a really lucky, scrappy win, even on pens in that final. We'd have absolutely gloried in that. We'd have wallowed in it. But I think we're now looking for somebody to play well and win the World Cup. It's a huge task.
It is indeed. Adrian, you'll be part of it all tonight, of course, live from Wembley, alongside your man Stuart Pearce, live on talkSPORT tonight. Adrian Durham, speak to you soon.
Cheers.
Top man, Adrian.
talkSPORT Breakfast, waking you up Monday to Friday morning from 6 a.m. on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.